Alright, so today's question of the day comes from Elias, and Elias asks, how are holidays in the Navy? So I'm going to be going over two things: holidays when you are in boot camp and holidays when you are in the Navy. So when you are in boot camp, so personally for me, I left for boot camp June 2nd and I graduated end of July. So I spent the 4th of July in boot camp, right? And there are three things that I noticed. Okay, number one, when it is a holiday, it's a government employee's day off, right? And Recruit Division Command, RTC, Recruit Training Command, there is a good part of that which is run by civilian contractors, right? They get hired by the Navy and they work. It's their day off, right? So you're not going to be doing any particularly paperwork that you have to do when you are in boot camp. For example, life insurance, Medicare, and stuff like that. You're not going to be doing any of that. So that's number one. Number two, you get extra food portions. So throughout boot camp, you're kind of limited to one of two main dishes and, one or two side dishes and other stuff like that. But during the holidays, they give extra food portions. So like for 4th of July, we could have any number of hot dogs and burgers we wanted, right? So that's another thing that I noticed. So that's number two. And the last thing is, because government employees do have a day off other than your recruit division commanders, who are your instructors, they kind of have an in-house training. In-house training is basically within your compartment. They kind of answer, they make something up on the spot. They either answer your recruit questions or whatever the case may be. They just share with their Navy experience or crack jokes, whatever the case may be. They just kind of, it's a relaxed day for a lot of people. But it depends, right? Depending on the RDCs, they might not be so happy to be spending their day with you with recruits on a 4th of July, on a Christmas, on a Christmas Eve, whatever the case may be, right? So now with holidays in the Navy, okay, that's in boot camp, holidays in the Navy, for the most part, as long as you do not have duty, a duty is, other than the funny word duty, is when you are on the clock, okay? So throughout the whole day, there is a group of people who has to be at alert, while a good majority of the people can be at ease, rest, right? So the people who stand duty, who stand watch, whether it is 4 hours checking people's IDs, 4 hours security, 4 hours this, 4 hours that, whatever the case may be, other than those people who get compensated later on, like the next day or a couple days later, they get compensated, but on that day they have to work. So there are times like that, okay, that you're not going to be able to spend Christmas with your uniform off because you have duty and you have to be on uniform. And other people, your friends who do not have duty that day, are in civilian clothes, going out to parties and stuff like that, and drinking and having a party, good time, responsibly. So that is how it's like to spend a holiday when you are in the Navy.